So recently, I just heard that Gilbert Arenas uh, has been throwing shots towards the whole Lakers roster. Well, with the exception of probably two, because one is paying Gilbert Arenas secretly under the table, allegedly. But anyway, either there and there, whatever they say it. But anyways, so he's been throwing shots at the Lakers roster. I want to say this before I actually get into what I really want to talk about before. Because the reason why I'm speaking about it, because I just happened to finish a video talking about the Lakers. I, for one, have said many times before, this Lakers roster is not that good. This Lakers team's not really that good. The team last year was really that good. But now we're starting to see they're really not that good. And Gilbert Arenas, I had to agree with Ticket TV because he was the one with the video out. I had to agree with Ticket that it's not all the supporting cast. It's the two main stars. Granted, AD has been playing very well lately, but the main star, he shouldn't even be the main star anymore. It's hard for you to win with him on your team when he needs the ball all the time. Well, half the time he's standing around, looking around, twiddling with his fingers and toenails or whatever else he's doing on the court. So some of the blame has to go towards him. I almost want to blame AD, but AD, if it hasn't been for AD for the last couple of weeks, they'll be even worse. But yeah, it's not all the supporting cast. The supporting cast has been hurt. Half of this supporting cast can't really create their own shot. They ain't really shooters like that. They ain't too inconsistent, which could be problems on there. That could be a total responsibility for some people on that team. But yeah, I think the blame needs to go around. And not just trying to blame it on what people like to blame it on, Darvin Ham. No, it's not just Darvin Ham. It ain't his issue. It's everyone else's issue. And I have to agree with Ticket on this one. Only a month ago, almost now, every single person, the stands, were praising this roster and say how good they was. And I already said, no, they're not that good. And they got helped by the rest in that tournament. A tournament that really no one else really was, I wouldn't say interested in playing, but didn't know what was going on. We had players not knowing what was going on after the first game still. But anyways, speaking of Ticket TV, so I, for one, I don't really watch Players' Choice like that. But I'm starting to notice, not just Players' Choice, but I'm starting to notice a lot going on when it comes to basketball, talking sports, not sports, but sports basketball talk on YouTube. It's getting to the point when I even said a couple of videos ago I was contemplating just ending this thing altogether and not doing it anymore, because it's getting to the point where certain people can't have an opinion anymore, and if they have an opinion, especially if it's against their boy that wears number 23 on the Lakers, you get insulted and deserve to be off to YouTube and don't come back on the platform. Granted that when it comes to Players' Choice, when that stuff I do watch, Ticket TV or Ticket has the he tends to be a little bit abrasive and aggressive sometimes. But I get it with him. That's what happens when you get in the heated debates, when it's competition involved. But at the same time, I can't tell him to really chill. But also at the same time, he's giving them views. And the views are higher when he's on. But at the same time, I hear some of the other dudes on those panels, and some of them are just so much stat nerds, and they don't appreciate players from the past and being disrespectful. So, I don't know, man. It's hard. I wouldn't say it's hard to talk about basketball, but I just never seen. I don't see this. We don't see this out of football or baseball. American sports wise, we don't really see this out of them. Tell me if you guys do. Maybe a little bit with football, because everybody talking about Tom Brady's a GOAT, and you got the people who say he isn't. I'm one of them. He's a good football player, good quarterback, probably top 10 of all time as terms of skills. And this goes for every sport. Rings is a team thing, and Tom Brady just so happened to be on a team with a coach who also played GM that sort of knew what he was doing. Constantly kept putting pieces around Tom Brady, even though I think Tom Brady is the reason why Bill Belichick was successful anyways. But at the same time, Tom Brady was lucky to have Bill Belichick to put a team around him. Unlike another quarterback that used to play in Green Bay, that used to wear number 12, now plays on the Jets, he never really had that. Even though I think Aaron Rodgers is a little bit better skills-wise. Sure, he has more rings, but I ain't calling Aaron Rodgers the GOAT either. I still think the GOAT, mainly, let's say, quarterbacks probably, would be like a Joe Montana. But anyways, back to basketball. We don't have all this argument and all this nastiness when it comes to all of this stuff. It's just like you have one side trying to tear down the past, act like anything before 1980 never existed, and then in the argument of that same group, they think we're just tearing down the youth that is now. It's not so much tearing down the youth when it comes to me. It's what we're seeing with how the NBA is being played. All these freelancing rules they have now that wasn't back there in a time of Wilt, Kareem, even Jordan. Those rules, some of those rules are no longer exist or have been lax now. It's easier to score than it ever is before in the NBA. Kind of the same in the NFL too, but I think it's a little bit more resistance to defense. But you look at the scores, 140, 150, that's crazy. That's not telling me that it's harder to score. That's telling me it's easier to score. When you could just sit there and jack up shots from half court, from the logo. Yeah, I'm saying Damian Lillard and Stephen Curry have been guilty of that. It's not always you're hating. It's not always that. And that's what I see out of that show, Player's Choice. But as far as his ticket going back and forth in debates, yeah, he can probably let people talk sometimes. He's entertaining. I'm sure some people, it rubs people off the wrong way. But it is what it is. I don't really watch the show because I can't stand some of the points, because I just feel like either people really believe what they say when they talk about basketball or past basketball players, or they just doing it for shock value, which could be pretty much 50-50 at this point. And I just feel like now the league is going, and how some people haven't realized that the league is watered down, and they continue to keep prop up these players saying they're better than the players of the past. I just feel like it's going to get ugly as far as talking about basketball or even having an opinion anymore. Because the minute you say LeBron's not better than Jordan or even Kobe, it's just all the time. Same with the other side. But the reason why the other side resists the other side, because we all know that, especially for people who got to see, let's say, maybe Magic, all of Magic's career, maybe all of Bird's career, all of Jordan's, maybe all of Kobe's and others that recently played, they got to see all these people's careers play out. And they're seeing LeBron's play out, and it doesn't compare. They keep trying to put LeBron on this majestic level, which he is not. I'm sorry. He's not on that level. We've seen all the goofiness that happened with LeBron. And you compare that with everybody else's career that is considered to be great. It just doesn't compare. We can't just ignore, and I'm saying this over and over again, it's an argument because it's a valid argument. You can't just say LeBron's the GOAT or above Jordan or even Kobe when we all seen LeBron just freeze up and become nothing in the 2011 NBA Finals. And we've seen it happen again. All this blaming teammates and throwing teammates on the bus and him talking about I got my stats and all kinds of other BS. It's hard for me to put him up there. And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way. That you mad that I don't have this guy as the GOAT. Or better than Jordan and Kobe. I cannot do it. I've seen all of Kobe's career and I've seen all of LeBron's career. And I can't do it. I got to put Kobe above him. So I'm sorry that you feel that I feel that way. Or anybody else feels that way. I'm sorry that I don't like James Harden like that. I'm sorry that the NBA is watered down. Actually, I'm not sorry because I had nothing to do with that. I don't want to see a watered down NBA which is nothing but offense. I want to see more defense being played. Time you really get to see defense being played when it actually matters. Really, really matters. But the NBA during the regular season is unwatchable. And they keep complaining how the numbers are down. Viewership is down. Well, you got an unwatchable game. That's why the NFL still continue to beat them in viewership. Because this past 2 weekends, I swear to God, NFL's been fun to watch. Yup. It's been fun to watch the last 2 weekends. Even though I think some of the refs need to be suspended for the dumb calls they be calling recently. But shoot, the NFL's been better to watch. College football has been better to watch. And that's because, to a point, it's no meddling. There's no trying to put one person above everyone else. Or try to trot some old ass dude out there to be the face of a league. It's not watering down the rules, even though I think the NFL has constantly not allowing some of these defense to play defense. You freaking still sack the quarterback. You still get roughing a passer. I don't know how, especially if you play the Cowboys. you sack Dak Prescott, you get a roughing the passer call. But anyways, so yeah, NFL still beating the NBA in numbers. The NBA has a lot to work on. It really does. But as far as basketball talk on YouTube, I don't know. It's getting ugly. But then again, sometimes I don't have to be part of that. Maybe one day I can rise above basketball talk on YouTube and have some syndicated show. Who knows? But anyways, sorry. I'm done. Tell me what you guys think. Oh, yeah. This doesn't mean I'm freaking quitting YouTube. No, not when the lies and delusional lies are being told. No, I ain't quitting anytime soon. But anyways, tell me what you guys think.